Hi everyone, welcome back my 14th video of C programming and you are watching Infinite India Online College. So today new topic is loops in C programming, but in previous video I discussed on C decision making concepts with complete declaration, which links I have already given in the description. After end of the video, go and follow the link and watch that video. Okay, so coming to the today's topic. So here the today's topic is loops. Okay, loops in C programming. So how many loops are there in C programming and how many types of loops and how we use the loops in C programming, here I have discussed. So coming to the point. So here C loops. So you may encounter situations when a block of code needs to be executed several number of times. In general, statements are executed sequentially. The first statement in a function is executed first, followed by the second, and so on. And the programming language provides various control structures that allow for more complicated execution paths. A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statements multiple times. Given below is the general form of a loop statements in the most of the programming language. So here the loops have given, and at first we will see the flowchart here and a looping structure we will see. So here the if the condition is true, here the conditional statement and starting symbol is there, and when the starting symbol is coming the condition, and the condition here it is going to be checked. If the condition is true, then it will goes to the conditional code, and the conditional code is again going to be executed. When they are going to be executed until the last end of the programming is to be completed, then that time the cycling process is going to be executed. And suppose that if the condition is false, so simply it is going to be end of the programming, so it will not revert any of the output from there, and simply it is going to be end of the programming. Okay, end of the code block. So here the C programming language provides the following type of loops to handle looping requirements. So here the while loop in C. A while loop in C programming repeatedly execute a target statement as long as a given condition is true. Okay, so here the syntax. The syntax of while loop in C programming language is here the while condition, and the while condition is going to be opened at the opening braces, and there and here we can write the statement of the while statement, while condition, and while loop. After the completion of a statement, then we will close the syntax and through the closing braces. So here the statements may be single statements. Here it is the what is the statement? This statement is the maybe a single statements. Okay, or block of a statement, or block of a statements. The condition may be any expression, and true is any non-zero value. The loop illustrates while a condition is true. When the condition becomes false, the program control passes to the line immediately following the loop. And this is the flow diagram. While loop flow diagram is there, and this is the starting of the flow diagram, and the starting symbol is there. So here the while loop condition and the condition code, and then after the condition, here again I have already told that if condition is true, then it will do the cycling process, and until the last of the code is going to be executed. If the condition is false, then it is going to be directly going to be closing of the program, end of the program. Here the key point to note is that a while loop might not execute at all when the condition is tested and the result is false. The loop body will be skipped, and the first statements after the while loop will be executed. So this is the programming, and the programming is that the here the main structure of the program, and then after the local variable definition is going to be a start, and then after while loop is going to be while loop executed. So here we have used the while loop. In previous way, while loop, here I have given while loop, and the condition is, what is the condition? Is telling that a is less than 20, and here the value of a is 10. Okay, so the programming a is less than 20. If the programming is true, return 0. If the programming is true, then it will returns the a is a plus 1 is 11, 12, 13 up to 19 terms, because a is less than 20. So less than 20 means 19. Okay, here we will not use the point. Okay, here we will use the 19. Okay, 19, because 19.5 can be used, but C rejects that one. Okay, so that the value of a, and then thus you can see the output, what the output value of a is 10, and then after it is going to be increased until the programming execution is going to be executed. Okay, so the here for loop in C, a for loop is a repetition control structure that allows you to efficiently write a loop that needs to execute a specific number of times. So here the syntax. The syntax of a for loop in C programming language is for init, condition, and increment. What is the increment? Increasing, not decreasing, not less than 10, 9, 7, 8, 7, like that. Increasing means 10, 11, 12 up to the last of the value. Okay, so the statements, here we can write the statement and for loop in C. So here we can use the for loop, and in next programming I will see how to use the for loop. So here the flow of control in for loop. The init step is executed first and only one. This step allows you to declare and initialize any loop control variables. You are not required to put a statement here as long as a semicolon appears. Here the second one is, what the second one is telling, that next the condition is evaluated if the true and the body of the loop is executed. If it is false, then the body of loop doesn't execute. It is going to be end of the section and doesn't execute. Okay, here if the body of the loop is true, then it is execute whole of the things until the end of the session is going to be end. Okay, but if the condition is false, the body of the loop doesn't execute anything. Anything means it is going directly going to the last of the section. Okay, and it is flow, and the flow of control jumps to the next statement just after the for loop. Okay, after the body of the for loop execute, the flow of control jumps back up to the increment statement. The statement allows you to update any loop control variables. This statement can be left back as long as the semicolon appears after the condition. Okay, the condition is now evaluated again. If it is true, the loop executes, the process repeats itself, but the loop then increment step and then again condition. Okay, after the condition become false, the for loop terminates. Okay, and this is the flow diagram. So here this is the flow diagram of for loop. So this is the flow diagram, and the for loop is here for init, condition, and increment. Why we are going to be using increment? For increasing the value. Okay, so condition code, and what the condition code is there, you can write here condition code, and then after closing of the braces of the program. Okay, so here the starting symbol and init and the condition, and the condition, if the condition is true, then end of the block code. Okay, if condition is false, then it is directly going to the end of the program. Okay, so this is the condition. If condition is true, then code block, and then after increment means 10 plus 1 11, and again it is going to be process is going to be complete until the end of the program is going to be executed. Okay, so this is the example. You can see the example, and a very small example is there, and here int main. So coming to the for loop, here the value of for loop is there, and the a is less than 20, a plus 1, again and again the value of a is going to be executed until the end of the last value is going to be executed. What is the last value? The a is less than 20, which means 19. So the last value is 19 is going to be executed. Okay. So this is the do while loop in C. Unlike for and while loops, which test the loop condition at the loop of the loop, the do while loop in C programming checks its condition at the bottom of the loop. A do while loop is similar to a while loop, except the fact that it is guaranteed to execute at least one time. So this is the syntax. The syntax of do while loop in C programming language is there. The language of the C programming do while loop. So here do and the statements. Here we will write the statements. What the statement is going to be needed on that time. Then that time I will write the statements. And then after closing of the braces and while condition, what the condition is there is less than or greater than whatever is there, you can write from there. Okay. So here the notice that the condition expression appears at the end of the loop. So the statement in the loop executes once before the condition is tested. It is if the condition is true, the flow of control jumps back up to do and the statements in the loop execute again. The process repeats until the given condition becomes false. Okay, the process is going to be repeats until the given condition become false. Okay, I have already explained this one. Okay, if you need to note in your note section, so here you can write the note. Okay, this is most important notes. Okay, so this is the flow diagram. Do while loop flow diagram is there. So this is the do while flow diagram. So do condition code and this same process I have already explained, and the condition below, if true then the process is going to be repeated, if it is false then it is going to the end of the program. Okay, so there it is the example. So if you need to explain, otherwise skip it. Okay, so now I'm going to skip it. If you need any explanation, so I will explain in next video. Nested loops in C. In C, programming allows to use one loop inside another loop. The following section shows a few examples to illustrate the concept. This is the syntax. The syntax for a nested for loop statement in C each as follows. For init, condition, and the increment of the value. For loop, here the for loop will use, and init condition increment, here for loop incrementing, and then the statement which type of a statement needed. So here we can write the statement, and then after closing of the braces of the first of the for loop. Then after statement, and what the second statement is telling, that here we will write the statement of the second for loop, and then after opening of the braces, here the closing of the for loop braces. Okay, the syntax for nested while loop statement in C programming language is as follow. So while condition, which type of condition is there, we will write from there. While condition, so the while condition again, so second while condition, what the condition is going to be needed, so we will write here, and the statements, what the statements will need. So on that time I will write the statements, and then after closing of the first of the while loop, and then after statements here, and the closing of the while condition of the second loop. Okay, so they are the do while loop. Here do while nested syntax for the nested do while loop statement in C programming language is as follow. Here the given nested do while loop. So do opening of the braces and the statement, what the statement we will need. Suppose that we will need the value of a something, printing the a or maybe b, this type of a statement we will write from there, and then after do and a statement, what the statement also, and while condition a is less than or maybe greater than what is there, so we will write from there, and while second of the condition, here we will write. Okay, second statement, second while is there. Okay, a final note on loop nesting is that you can put any type of loop inside any other type of loop. For example, a for loop can be inside a while loop or vice versa. Okay, this is the example. The following program uses the nested for the loop to find the prime number from 2 to 100. So this is the prime number for finding the 2 to 100 prime number. So this is the int ij, the int ij, I and j value will write. So first I is 2 and then less than 100 and I plus plus. For j, here the for finding the j value, if it is the here I is percentage, the j breaking of the, if factor found not a prime, found not a prime, then here e j is greater than I slash j. Okay, then after the print percentage t is prime slash n of I, and then after return 0 of the value. Okay, and this is when the f of code, it means last programming code is going to be executed or maybe compiled and executed, it produces the following results. This type of result is going to 2 is a prime, 3 is a prime, 5 is a prime, 7 is a prime, like that and so on. 97 is a prime number. So up to 2 to 100, the this type of prime number is there. Okay, loop control statement. This is the loop control statement changes execution from its normal sequence. When execution leaves a scope, all automatic objects that were created in the scope are destroyed. Okay, C supports the following continue statements. So the following continue statement we will explain in next of the video. Okay, so thank you. And once again, the person up to now who have not subscribed my channel, so please subscribe it. And if the person who has subscribed my channel, so please like, share and comment on this video and share your doubts with my registered email ID. Okay, so here thank you. And once again, I have given the registered email ID links in description, so follow that registered email ID and send me your doubts or maybe any suggestions about this video. So thank you.